Hello, everybody. This is John Barton with JB Cases. So today I've got another video of somebody that is straight up lying about us online. Um, Another issue where a guy's claiming that he's making a lot of claims, claiming that our case damaged his cues, that it's our fault, and so on. This was even what is it? The end of 20. This was like 2 years ago. Now he's making this claim. So anyway, let me preface this and get into it. First of all, everyone knows that my platform is protection of cues. Um, I put myself out there. No other case maker puts himself out there like I do about this issue. Most are pretty quiet on it, and they just let people assume that their case protects cues well. They don't talk about it too much. Um, but I put myself out there, and protection is our number one platform. That's our foundation. I got in this business because my cue fell out of a case that I thought I never thought it would come out of the case like that, but it did. It was my fault. I laid the case on the table. Guy was squeezing by. I didn't pay attention. Case fell off the table. Cue fell out of the case. Broke the butt cap. And while the case was gone, or I'm sorry, while the cue was gone to be repaired, I just decided that I was going to rebuild the interior to make it work so that it retained the cue, even if the case was turned upside down. I did that. When I was done with that, I thought to myself, there's some other things I'd like to change about this case. Why don't I just try to build a whole case? So that's how I got started. So ever since I got started, protection of the cue has been my main platform. Anytime in the last 30 years where anybody says your case is causing damage to my cue, I have given them the exact same answer. Send me the case, let me inspect it, let me try to duplicate the damage that you are claiming. I'll do it with my own cues, I'll do it on video so that it's clear, that I'm trying to replicate whatever happened to your cue. So first of all, I want to say that I would be mortified if something, if we did something that severely damaged a person's cue, I would just be, devastated by that. Um, so, I don't ever want to think that there's something that we are doing with the case that could hurt a person's cue. Um, so naturally, every time someone makes one of these claims, which happens once or twice a year, um, I tell them, let me try to replicate the damage. If I can replicate the damage, then I can say, okay, well, I can see that something is happening to the cue. Once I do that, then I can start by dissecting the case. Now, in the last 3 years or so, we've started doing removable interiors on all of our cases. So almost all models. So for the models where the interior is removable, excuse me, it makes it fairly easy to take the interior out, inspect it, feel around, see if there's anything hard in there, and then you can shine a light down in the case and you can see if there's anything there. Um, and then worst case, you start cutting it open and you can see what's going on. But anyway, my thing is that first I want to see if I can just make damage happen to the cue in the way that they've described it. Then I will take the case and start taking it apart and start inspecting it and try to figure out what's going on. And I've done that all the way down to opening up every single cavity in front of customers, at shows, on video. You know, Even though I do not want, it would be terrible for me if we found out that something we did inside the case was harming a cue. I'm still very public with everything that I do with this, and I'm confident in what we do, so I'm willing to take the risk of opening up the case in front of people and checking it out and seeing what will happen. So if our case actually was responsible for damaging a person's queue, then I will repair their queue. Um, worst case scenario, even worst case scenario, I would even if it had to be, you know, I would even go so far as to replace their queue if I had to. That's a big risk, naturally. So it's incumbent on me to make sure that we're doing everything we can to protect the queues in the way that we say we protect them. Things we do not protect queues from. We don't protect them from excessive external force. You know, the cases are tough, but they're not indestructible. So if the airline breaks a case, which they could do, which they've done, and the plastic parts of the broken tube are break the queue or do some kind of damage to the contents, that's not my fault. It's just not. Um, I don't make a case that can withstand every possible impact or crushing force, or I can't. That's not the type of case we make, and that's not what we advertise. So I am very clear about what things our case protects against. And I'm very clear that we do not protect you and we don't warranty against abuse. And if a baggage handler at the airport um, throws a heavy trunk on top of your case that you sent through the airline with no other protection, that's not my fault. Can't do anything about that. So that's not under warranty. If someone stomps on your case and wrecks it, that's not my fault. So I'm about to show you a story where the guy is saying that somehow the luggage handling damaged his case. Now, again, I haven't seen the case. I asked him to send me the case. He declined to send me the case. He got mad because I said, well, if it's not our fault, it'll cost you, a little bit of money. By the way, and you'll see this, the amount of money that I said I would charge him is really minuscule. But even at that, I relented and I said, fine, just send me the case and I'll take care of it. Which, if the case had actually been damaged by a baggage claim or something like that, or by the baggage handlers, I would have just had to build a new case. There wasn't a real repair that could be done there without taking the whole thing apart and putting the skin on a new tube, which honestly is more work than just building a new case. So, out of respect for this guy's claimed position, as an influencer or a sponsored player, um, I told him, I said, fine, just send me the case and I'll deal with it. And he got super pissy and refused to do that. Then he said he would just send me the case. He said, yeah, case is just sitting here. I don't need it. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to cuss. Screw it. It's too much hassle. And then he says he would send me the case, and he never sent the case. So to this day, 2 years later, I've never seen the case. But anyway, to preface this, Shane Van Boning, as you can see here on screen, did his job of promoting the products of the people who sponsor him. So he's sponsored by QTech. He makes an announcement that the new QTech case is dropping. Now, I've seen this case before. Joey Gray has one, so they sent them out to their sponsored players. And I've looked at it, and I think the case is decent. I haven't really inspected it because I don't own it. I didn't go into Joey's case and take it all apart and try to look at it to see how good it is. But from what I saw, it looks like a pretty decently built case. Also, I know Jones Chang, who's the owner of QTech, and he's a very meticulous person. So, I know that if he decides he wants to put out a good case, he's going to do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Shane did his job. He announces the case, talks good about it, which he's supposed to do. And then at some point in here, somebody asked him, how does it compare to a JB case? Now, folks, if you're my customer, please don't go into other people's threads like this when they're advertising, cases. The only thing I would care about you asking them about that is if it's a knockoff, if it's some sort of knockoff brand of ours like Acme, J&J, those guys, feel free to ask those questions because those are valid questions. They're trying to trade on the look of our case of one of our models, the rugged model, and because they're trying to trade on that look, I think it's a valid question to ask, how do they actually compare? This case right here, though, is a butterfly style case. It's not a knockoff of our case at all, not in any way, shape, or form that I can see. There are a few elements in this case that are similar to things we've done. There's also elements that are similar to things a lot of other people have done, which I think is also a natural thing. I think that if you're making a product and you're not looking at the state of the art and trying to incorporate elements in your product that are at least up to the state of the art or innovative or improvements, even if those things came from other products, then you're not doing a real good job, in my opinion. I think that if you care about the consumers, you're going to try to make the best product you can up to the best standards that are available. Okay. Um, and so, I don't have any problem with seeing things on this case that are reminiscent of things that we may have done in the past or things that we do. I'm flattered if that happens, and I'm happy for the consumers that are purchasing this case if those things are beneficial to them. So, there's nothing about this case that I have any problem with, from the way that it's advertised, the way that it's marketed, and so on. I've looked through the language. At this point, there's really nothing that I see that would make me want to grab one of these cases and really look at it and see if it holds up to what they've said and all this. Right? There's nothing there. So, I'm inclined to just not worry about it. It's another good product on the market as far as I can see. So anyway, this customer says, how does it compare to a JB case? Shane says, I never had a JB case, but if you like Q-Tech cases, soft cases, Q-Tech is the way to go. Now, Shane means a butterfly case here because this is a semi-hard case. It's not a soft case. Okay, so that's a normal mistake that people usually make. This is called a semi-hard case, not a soft case. Soft case, you can kind of really crush it up, and make it smaller. A semi-hard case, you can bend it, but you can't really. It won't go back into shape if you let it go. So this is what this type of case is called, a semi-hard case, and it's a butterfly style that opens up like this. Now we make that style of case, but it's ours. Ours looks a lot different than this. Um, and so I don't consider this case a knockoff. And also, butterfly styles have been around forever. So we make a butterfly, they make a butterfly. Porper made a butterfly. Lots of that's a genre of cases, is the butterfly style of case. It's not a knockoff unless you endeavor to actually make one that looks. If I went out and I made a case that looked exactly like this Q-Tech without the Q-Tech on it, then I would be making a knockoff of the Q-Tech. And then people would rightly want to ask, well, hey, that looks a lot like the Q-Tech. How does it compare in the way it works? That would be the next natural question for me. But anyway, so so Casey asks Shane, how does it compare? Shane can't really answer that. Shane's not, he doesn't have a JB case, and even if he ever had a JB case, I would not expect him to answer this question on this thread. If I were Shane's sponsor, I would expect him to only speak well about the case that is paying, for my sponsorship. If I were his sponsor, that's all I would want him to do. I wouldn't want him to make comparisons. I wouldn't want him to get into that at all. Even if he did own one of our cases. Excuse me for a moment. I gotta turn this off. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So Shane's doing the right thing. He's talking about, and then Casey goes on and he says, oh, and he writes a long description here about, eye opener and all this, and so on and so on. Um, he's really talking nice about the cases, but Casey, to be honest with you, if you're watching this, Casey, I wish you wouldn't do that. Okay, please don't advertise for JB cases on other people's threads. Especially something like this where Shane is where the player is trying to do his job and promote the products that the company builds that sponsors him. Please don't do that. Okay, I appreciate it, but this is not the right place to do it. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Rollie Lee Dixon makes a comment in there and says something along the lines of John doesn't, I can't see it right here because it looks like he blocked me. I saw it a little earlier, but now I don't see it. But anyway, he said something like John doesn't stand by his warranty and maybe he's a fraud or something like that. I don't know, but he's going back to the story 2 years ago when he contacted me about his case, and I'm going to show you the whole chat in just a moment. Now, I don't like to show you the whole chat, but now I'm compelled to do it because he's putting it out there like this. So here we go. All right. So it says, let's see here. Matthew Hull says, Rollie, I've had John Barton see my case, pool hall, and that needed fixed. He said, bring it by. I have a hard time believing he'd charge to fix it. Okay. So Rollie was upset because I said I would possibly charge to fix it. Okay. You'll see that in a moment. So I said, Rollie, do not lie about us. Okay. And that's it. That's the last thing I see where anybody has referenced him. You guys can go to this thread, find Shane's post. You can see what Rollie wrote. I don't know. Right now, I don't see what Rollie wrote. But here's what I want to show you. This is the conversation between Rollie and myself. Okay, so look in the corner here. He says, hey, John, what's the number to the office? I'm having an issue with my case. So I responded, instead of giving him the number, I responded, he called me at, this was at 12:18. I think I was in a tournament or something like that going on. But I responded back at 7:17 when I saw it, and I said, what's going on? And he goes, hey, man, I tried to call the office, so I guess he found the number, right? He could have found the number on the website, so I guess he did go to the website. He says the PVC shell has cracked, and it's tore through the sleeving and created indentations on the shafts. Is there a way that you could send me a new PVC shell? So first of all, folks, when somebody asks this, can you send me a new PVC shell, right? I say to myself, why? First of all, there's no good way for a normal person to replace the whole shell of the case, the PVC part of it. This is what he's talking about, the body of the case right here. That's what he's saying, the PVC shell. Now, the interior comes out of these cases, as you can see, right? So you can inspect that. That's a soft, nice padded interior. I've shown this many times on other videos, but this is the interior of the case. You guys see that? Now, I think that what he was saying is somewhere down here it was cracked and somehow harming the shaft, according to him, right? That's what he's saying. So my point is, though, if I sent him this part right here, this shell, there is almost no way that he is going to take this case apart and replace the shell on there. That's like 100% that a normal person is not going to undertake the work to do that. And even if they did, they'd have a hard time doing it right, okay, because of the way we build the case. So that's normally not an option to just send somebody a tube, okay? But that's what he's asking me. So I'm like, well, I'm a little bit confused. So I'm like, can I see pictures? So he doesn't send me pictures. He sends me a video, right? And this is the video. And let's see, can we make this video bigger? Okay, this is the video that we're looking at. So I guess down here, something down here looks like it's broken on the back somehow. See that? Or there's something there. I can't tell what that is. Okay, I don't know if that's the tube is actually broken or what. I don't know, right? So I said, okay. I said, okay. How about how do I get back from here? Let's see. Sorry, folks. I don't know how to exit out of this video here. How do I get out of the video? Somewhere over here. Great. Can't get out of the video. Okay. Please help me get out of this video. How do I get away from this video? I don't know. There it is. Thanks a lot, Facebook, for making this so easy. Okay, so back here again. Here we go. Back to the conversation. I don't even know if I want to show you guys these videos because this is stupid now. Now I can't even now I can't even get to them. Oh, here we go. All right, we're back. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to put this over here so I can make this bigger and you guys can see it and we'll be good to go. It's just, the fact that I have to take time out of my day for this is just ridiculous. Okay. So, sorry that this is so boring right now. I really want to show you guys this. Trying to get this set up where you can see what's going on. All right, here we go. So fine, now we got it bigger where we want it. Okay, so the guy says, all right, so he says, PVC shell cracked. Any way you could send me a new PVC shell? I said, can I see pictures? Doesn't send me pictures. He sends me a video. Then he says, can you call me? Let me know when the video comes through. I said, I can't see anything. Okay, he sends me another video. So I asked him, I said, you're saying that the tube itself is broken with no external force. That's what I meant. Are you saying that the tube itself is broken? Then he's like, just call me. And I said, I'm in a match. My bad. And I said, no problem. I said, I will need to get the case to repair it. Just fill out a repair ticket on the site. I said, in the site, and send it in. And I have to try to figure out how this happened. And please send pics of the damage because I will need to try to recreate it on my cues. Okay, so I'm asking him, send me pictures of what happened to your shafts. That's what he said. And let me try to recreate it. Right? Is this what I'm asking him? Because I want to see like where on the shaft is it damaged. Okay, so he says, I can tell you how it happened. Luggage. At least that's what I think happened. Now from here, I'm inferring that he means baggage handling or luggage got put on it, got honored. Some kind of luggage handling broke the case. is what he's saying. Okay? So that's what I'm guessing right there. Okay? He elaborates. Usually when we travel, we usually carry a bunch with us. I said, well, I will still need the case to fix it. I have to replace the tube. So $50 plus shipping will be the price if it's not our fault. 70 total will cover it. Here's a link to the repair form. Then he's like, yeah, I'm not going to repair it. I mean, I already have to fix the damage. It was done to my cues. I'll pass. Thanks, John. Okay, so remember, I just said if it's our fault, right? I didn't say it was our fault. I said if it's our fault, but if it's not our fault, I said I'll fix it for 70 bucks. Now, guys, $70 is not going to cover building this guy a new case, because that's what would have to happen. If it was broken at the bottom, and it's not our fault, there's really, the whole case has to be rebuilt. So, I'm trying to be nice here with this, and this is what I get for being nice, by the way. I said, okay, but to be clear, the case did not damage your cues. The damage caused to the case, which was not our fault, is what possibly damaged your cues. Or did you have something else in mind? I can send you a tube, but it will be $40 shipped just for that. It's not easy to replace the tube, but if you want to try, then that's an alternative solution. Okay? So I said, sure, I'll send you a tube, if that's what you want. 40 bucks. Then he goes, yeah, I agree with you. I'll figure something out. Thanks, man. Thanks anyway, man. So then I said, just send it. I'll fix it for nothing. Okay? So now we jump ahead to the following month, to 12/28, or till the end of the year. And I sent him a message and I said, really uncool. And as I remember it, this was because he was making similar comments on a thread somewhere saying we wouldn't honor our warranty, or I wouldn't honor the warranty. Okay? So I think you can see from the conversation above that I was telling him how to get the case fixed. I even told him I would fix it for free. Just send me the case. So not only was I honoring the warranty, I was actually going above the warranty and offering him a service that normally is not even covered under the warranty. Okay. So then he goes in and he goes, no, what's really uncool is the way you swore by your lifetime warranty. And then when an issue arises, you completely don't return my calls. Cannot call me back because Messenger is easier. Okay, number one, when a person is calling me, right? When you're calling in on my phone, I don't have any idea why you're calling me, right? So there's no way that I can know that you're calling about a warranty. So I'm not avoiding your call because I'm afraid of of honoring a warranty. That is just complete nonsense, right? If I don't call somebody back, it's usually because I'm busy. I'm busy, and I'll get back to you when I can. All right? So there are very few people that can call me where I will interrupt whatever it is I'm doing to answer the call, or I will call them back immediately because of their importance to me. And most customers, most of my acquaintances in this business are not that important to me. And whatever their issue is not life or death importance. Okay? So we're talking about pool cue cases here. We're not talking about ransom for the baby or something. That's not it. So I don't think this guy has any right to be upset that I didn't call him back immediately. But I'm glad that I talked to him on Messenger, so we've got all this. Okay? He says, did you know I didn't need a cue case when I bought my JB case? I'm a sponsored player. Actually, if you look at the Predator Urbane commercial, that's me in the commercial. Okay? They send me whatever I need. I bought a JB case because I believed in your product and your lifetime warranty, which you wasn't willing to honor, so don't tell me anything about being uncool. Okay, so first of all, nothing about not honoring a warranty here. Okay? The guy calls up and he sends me a message. He says, I want a tube. That's it. Can you send me a tube? No discussion on is it easy to replace, why I'm doing it, what's going on, whatever. Then he goes in and says, well, the case is damaged, it's hurting my cues, I want to replace the tube. Okay. And I told him, I said, this is what it'll cost if it's not our fault. This is what it'll cost if it is our fault, right? Or not cost if it is our fault. You got to let me look at it, dude. You got to send me the case. There's no other manufacturer that's just going to believe everybody that calls in and says, um, this thing is not working, send me a new one, you know? So he says, after this hassle, I don't even want my JB case anymore. And that's really strong considering I praised your name in your cases. Okay, you know? So what's really strong is you purchased a case when you're already sponsored. So you already, you know, um, in my mind, the way I look at it is if you're able to get free stuff from your sponsor, anything you want, as you're saying, and you were sponsored by Predator as you're claiming, you should have been carrying a Predator case, not a JB case. You shouldn't buy a JB case. You shouldn't praise a JB case. You shouldn't say anything about JB cases. You should do what Shane did here and talk about the cases that you're sponsored by. That's why you're getting the free product. You know, that's what being sponsored means. It means endorsing the company or the brand that you're sponsoring. So, what you're saying here doesn't sway me at all in there. Doesn't sway me at all. Because all it says to me is you bought my case, you bought a JB case because you felt like it was a better case than anything you could get from your sponsor. Now, I'm not going to get into that, whether it is or it isn't. But yeah, it's strong that you went ahead and bought a case like that. But if the case gets damaged, then that's not my fault, right? If you had had a Predator case and the Predator case got damaged in the same way or in some other way through an external force, it wouldn't be right for you to tell them that they're responsible for the damage to your cues. That's not right. It's not fair, and it's not cool to go out there and lie about it and spread that information. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that except for just because someone says they have a warranty, you have to pay attention to what exactly is warranted and what is not. And there is nothing on the planet that I know of that's damaged in every situation when it gets externally damaged. If I have a backpack and it says there's a lifetime warranty against workmanship, and I take it and I run it through a wood chipper, then I can't expect the backpack maker to honor a warranty when the damage was caused by something that the backpack couldn't withstand. That's not their fault. All right, anyway. He says, I praised your name. Hell, even my buddy Skunk over at Cape Coral were talking about how awesome your cases are. We were showing them off to everyone. And when I had an issue and tried to reach you, you couldn't even give me a phone call because your league match was more important than one of your paying customers. So again, do not preach to me about the standard of being uncool, cool and uncool. So on this note, my next question is do you think that when you buy a product from somebody that they should be on call 24 hours a day. Your league match was more important, right? Is what he says. So I'm supposed to interrupt whatever it is I'm doing to pick up the phone for him to address his problem no matter what time of day it is. And somehow I guess somehow that's implied in the contract of buying a case for me that I'm on call for you 24 hours a day. That's ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna preach about the standard of being cool and uncool. Okay, especially when you start lying about me in public. All right, so I addressed this. I said, excuse me, you purchased a product that we made to high standards. The warranty is for normal use, not abuse. The airline or someone abused the case. Now, I want to say in this part, at this moment, that's what I think based on what he said. Again, if we get the case and I inspect it and I find out that actually it's our fault, actually we did do something wrong, then I'm going to say that and I'm going to admit it, and I'm going to be ashamed and I'm going to take care of the guy's cues and so on. But, I got to see it first. All right. So anyway, I said the airline or someone abused the case. You can't seriously expect me or anyone else to warranty that. And if you claim that Huang, okay, now this is what I think the situation was before. I think he was claiming that that the knockoff maker Acme's warranty is better than ours, which is total bullshit, right? That's an absolute garbage statement, all right? I've seen I I've got a video up somewhere of a woman who went to their booth talking about a broken case that she had, and they would not do anything for her, nothing whatsoever. And this was a clear situation where the case itself was broken, not abused, nothing, right? And I've got a video where she came to my booth, she bought a case, everything. Um, so oh, I remember what that video was. It was the handle, the strap was torn off in some way, right? And then I did a video where I took somebody out of the crowd and I told him, I said, pick a case off the wall. Let's find a comparable case to her case. And you can try to tear this case apart, a brand new case, never been used, you can try to tear this case apart live in front of these people, and it's on Facebook Live, and let's see how it holds up in this same spot, right? And the guy tried and tried, and he really tried hard to do it, and he couldn't break it. And it was clear to everyone that at least that part of the case for the original design, ours, JB case, was way stronger than the knockoff. So this guy's over here, Rollie is claiming, he was claiming, in that the what prompted this part of the conversation, he was claiming that our warranty, that we don't honor our warranty, but Michael Huang and Omega Acme cases, they do honor the warranty, which is bullshit. Okay. So I said, I've seen him not warranty a case that was bought the same day. That's true. As for my league match being more important, yes. If I were off work and involved in something else, then I might decline to answer the phone or decline to invite someone to call me at that moment. Not sure why you think I should be on call for you whenever you demand to speak to me. Thank you for buying our case when sponsored by another brand. That speaks to our quality. Regarding our service, I told you in chat that I would take care of it at no cost after you got upset. After he throws a temper tantrum, I told him, I said, fine, I'll take care of it. That's above and beyond. So instead of continuing the conversation and getting a new case, you choose instead to outright lie about Mike's level of service, when many people have been rejected for normal wear and tear breakage simply because they didn't have a receipt or more than 6 months had passed. And in so doing, I said, don't. I said, in so doing, you took an unfair swipe at me as if I did something wrong. I mean, look at this conversation. There's no way that anyone will say I'm in the wrong here. Well, we'll see now since I'm making it public. So he says, you told me you would fix it for nothing after I explained and spoke to you for a few days about the issue. And yes, you did do something wrong. You told me in Vegas that you stood behind your product and it had a lifetime warranty, and then when something happened, you flaked. So, once again, Rollie, you cannot reasonably expect a person to offer a blanket lifetime warranty against every form of external abuse. Okay? You cannot do that. That is not fair. It is not fair to me. It is not fair to anyone who builds anything. Okay? If my car has a warranty and someone takes a sledgehammer to it, then I cannot go to the automaker and say, you warranted this car, fix it, give me a new car. You know, that's not going to work. So, and then he says, as far as being on call during a league match, this gets ridiculous. Anytime you are a business owner, you are supposed to always be on call. What? I don't even care that you were in a league match. Yeah, we got that. It's clear to me that you don't give a shit about anybody else. Play your damn match. But you didn't even lift a finger to call me the day after. What? What does it matter whether I call you or not anyway? Like, what does it really matter whether I call? We're talking, we're chatting. I'm asking you to show me, I'm giving you the right information. You know, by the way, the same exact information that you could get if you went onto my website and read the comprehensive description on the repair section, you know. So I said, what do you think a lifetime warranty should cover? Any destruction? I said, I didn't flake either. Read the conversation above. As for being on call all the time simply because I own the business, no, you're wrong about that. The vast majority of business owners are not accessible to their customers all the time, and especially not outside business hours. He said, I did. That's exactly my point. I read the convo because I never got a call. You read the convo because you never got a call. So a conversation is a back and forth thing, Rollie. It wasn't like one-sided where you had to go in and read it. You know, we talked. So whether we're on the phone or whether we're texting with each other, we're talking to each other. All right. So I said, that said, I gave you the same information that I would have if we had spoke on the phone. The vast majority of business owners, oh, he says, and the vast majority of business owners do accept phone calls all day and night. So no, I'm not wrong about that. Yes, Rollie, you are wrong about that. So I said, no, they don't, and we can bet incredibly high on that. You can straight up keep me broke. So now I'm going into my gambler mode here, where I'm like, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is. So locksmith business owners aren't on call 24/7. No, they're not. They're not. You know who's on call 24/7? The answering company, you know, the company that services these calls, and then they route the call to whichever locksmith is on duty for the locksmiths that have 24-hour businesses, the ones who say we're on call 24 hours a day. There's lots of locksmiths that are not open 24 hours a day, and therefore they're not reachable after business hours. Then he says, how about land surveyors? I don't know about land surveyors. Are land surveyors on call for 24 hours a day? That to me doesn't seem like a business where someone needs an answer at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, for someone to go out and survey some land. I could be wrong about that. I don't know anything about the land surveying business. So maybe land surveyors are on call, but I'll say this, I'll bet you if someone owns a land surveying company and they have land surveyors working under them, I'll bet the owner himself is not on call 24/7, but if he is, you know, okay, great. Then in land surveying it is. I don't know. He goes, I know for a fact that my boss gets calls all hours of the night from construction companies. Okay. So your boss gets calls. If he takes those calls, that's on him, right? He doesn't have to. I don't know. I don't know your boss's situation. The point is, all you had to do was call me and treat me like a human being. I'm sorry, what? Treat you like a human being? You really feel like you were not treated like a human being? I answered you. We had a conversation on here. I don't know why you feel like I have to talk to you on the phone for this. As far as Mike goes, I was told by a friend of mine, okay, hearsay, about his issue with his case, and he got a complete warranty. So I don't even know what that means. Maybe he means his friend got some kind of made a claim and got some kind of restitution or something like that. I don't know. Um, but I can tell you that you go to Omega's website right now, you will. I don't even think you can find anything on their website about their warranty on cases. But when there was something there or whatever I found, it said, you have to have a receipt and everything. And after 6 months, you're SOL. And so what? So I don't know what the situation was there. No idea. You know, maybe Mike, maybe Mike decided to replace a case even though he normally doesn't. I don't know. As you can see from this conversation, sometimes a business owner will make a concession even though it's outside the bounds of their terms and conditions. So that's what I was trying to do here for this guy. All right, so I said, and so what? Your boss, a locksmith, or a land surveyor do not represent the majority of business owners, even if they elect to be on call for 24/7. Anytime you want to bet, then we can get the phone book out at 10 p.m. and see who's taking calls. I think that's pretty self-explanatory right there. He goes, but no one from JB ever called me. So sad. I called the offices. I tried to reach out to you and give me a call. No one even tried to reach out and give me a call. Well, first of all, you don't even know that. You don't know that. You don't know if any of us tried to call. Um, I don't know that. I don't know that anybody tried to call or didn't. I know I didn't because I elected to ask you through text what was going on. I said, great for your friend. I don't know what a complete warranty is, but we can bet that Mike won't replace cases that have been heavily damaged by external forces, unless he does in very limited situations just to spite me. I am confident in that position based on what I personally know of him and his product. You made a claim that is simply not true for everyone. Maybe your buddy got some sort of sweetheart deal, but there is no warranty that Mike will ever put in writing that covers breakage through abuse. So I have not seen anything from him, and I don't think that we will see anything from him. So I think I'm fairly confident that that prediction is going to hold up. Then he says, oh, and the damage on the case has also damaged my cues. Now, I'm no expert, but I thought that the case was supposed to protect the cues. Yes, the case will protect the cues under normal use, not abnormal use and not abuse. Okay, so if you put enough force on the case to break it, which is outside of normal use, and the case then breaks, then the contents could be damaged. That's outside the parameters of the protection that we offer. It's that simple. He goes, I never expected any kind of payment for the damaged cues because the case did protect them. Wait, did the case protect them or did it not protect them? However, when I buy a case and the owner tells me that he stands behind it and will repair any issues, that's the standard that I expect. That's what I paid for. Okay, so first of all, I never have told you or anyone else, Rollie Lee Dixon, I've never told anyone else that I will fix any issue that happens to the case. Never said that. What I said is anything that is our fault that should not break. For example, a handle comes off when you're just carrying the case. Nothing happened. You didn't damage it. Nothing happened to it. The threads just came loose. We did a bad job on sewing it. The handle comes off. Then we will repair or replace that case. That's our fault. When things happen that is our fault, we will, any issue that happens which is our fault, we will repair or replace the case. Your case getting damaged by someone else, somehow, by luggage handlers or somebody, does not fall under our fault. Simply does not. Okay? When I go and buy something, if I go buy a microwave from Best Buy and I'm taking it out of the box and I drop it on the concrete and I break the glass, I can't take that broken microwave back to Best Buy and say, this is your fault, give me a new one. Okay? That's personal responsibility. We have thousands of customers who travel with our cases, and they have no problems because they're responsible enough to protect their case from the baggage handlers. Okay? So I said, Rollie, we're very busy. We only have 2 people taking calls and handling hundreds of orders in the pipeline. My personal cell phone is listed on the website, which it is. He says, and John, I understood that. I don't see all the work that you do. Just like you don't see how much I promoted the JB name here in Florida. I do answer the phone and call back, but sometimes I'll get caught up in something and forget to call. You don't know this, he says, but Predator owns Florida. I guess he means Predator products are everywhere in Florida, which kind of makes sense. Predator is based in Florida. You had someone who promoted your name, your brand, and your company here. So once again, I want to say, if Predator was sponsoring this guy, and this guy was out there promoting us, now he bought the case, right? He said he did. I'd have to go back and look and see, but he said he bought the case, and he's out there promoting us. Which thank you, by the way, for that. But if you're being sponsored by someone, then you shouldn't be out there promoting someone else's product. Right? I'm just telling you that as a manufacturer. So for all of you guys listening to this, if you're out there asking people to sponsor you, don't make a habit of going out and promoting other brands that aren't sponsoring you. At least do that for the brands that are willing to give you product. Use your influence or use your comments to talk well about them. Don't lie. Like, if someone were to say, that XXX brand is better than JB cases, and I know that it's not, then I'm going to speak up and say something about that, But there's a lot of ways to talk well about a case without making claims that are untrue. You can just simply say, I got this case from Predator and I really love it. I love all the storage in here. Case is lightweight, feels great. I love the design. You can say all kinds of subjective things that are not statements of fact about the case itself, as in terms of how the case performs or protects, that I don't have a problem with. But if you were to say something like XXX case protects better than JB, and I've taken the case apart, the one that you're talking about, and it doesn't protect better, it can't possibly protect better, then I'm going to say something about that. So if you're sponsored by somebody, speak well of their product. Don't go out of your way and lie about it, and don't make statements that you really can't back up. Okay? But anyway, and I'm not even a brand ambassador for you. I bought the case and promoted the shit out of it. Of course you did, because it's a great case. At the very least, you could have just fixed the case. Isn't that what I offered above? That's all I really wanted. You made me feel like I was trying to cheat you or pull a move on you. I didn't abuse my case. I didn't say that you abused your case. I didn't say, you guys can read this above, I did not say the guy abused his case. I went off what he said. He said luggage, somehow in luggage handling it got damaged. That's not me saying he abused his case. That's him speculating on what happened to the case. And it's me saying, based on what you said, somebody else damaged your case. That someone else is the one responsible for the damage to your case and damage to the cues, if the cues were in fact damaged. Now, whether you can actually go back and get them to compensate you for that, that's another story. I doubt it, but it's not my fault, so putting it off on me is not right and not cool. So anyway, he goes, "It is what it is, man. You go about your business and I'll go about mine." So I said, "I'm grateful for the promotion, but I feel like you are not being fair to me. I didn't ask you to promote us. I don't ask any customers to promote us. I didn't sell or give away cases with the expectation that the buyer or receiver will promote us. That's not my style. I want to be promoted because we earned it, not because we bought it." If you really read the conversation above, you'll see that I said, if the breakage is our fault, then it would be under warranty. I also pay to repair cues if our case caused the damage. That's how seriously that I take cue protection. Mike Huang is a fraud, in my opinion. He puts on a front and screws people on the back end, in my opinion. I am the same in private as I am in public. I know I'm going to get knocked by people who like him, but acting like he does anything better than me when it comes to warranty claims is simply not true. I know you're mad at me, but to use this dispute to shank me in public isn't cool. And it means that I have to now make another damn video addressing the issue. Dude, I told you I would fix it. I didn't say you were scamming. Nothing I said indicated that at all. You told me you'd fix it after the hassle. What hassle? What hassle? I just explained to him our normal procedures in this situation. That's what he considers to be a hassle. It's a hassle to go and fill out a repair form on my website. Go fill out a repair form so that I have a record of what's wrong with your case. Then when I get it, when you send it to me, then I can check it in compared to that record, right? So then we have, I can repair it, and I can go back later and I can search on all these records of repairs and I can see, is there anything in all of this that shows a consistency of errors that I have to address when we fix when we're making cases. It's also an expense for us. So I have a record of the expenses that I incurred when I did that. That's a normal business thing, man. You just got to, everything can't be just willy-nilly whatever. If you're in a real business, you need to keep some kind of records to know where you're at. All right? Anyway, he goes, "I'll tell you what, let's make this easy. I'll just send you back your case. I don't want a refund." Well, first of all, it's not my case, it's your case. Okay? I don't want a refund. Just see what happened. See if it helps you improve your cases down the road. We both are going to go our own way and call it a day because I'm tired of the argument. And I said, "Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. I don't want the case back." "Okay. I'm just going to send it back to you. And you keep it." Then I actually forwarded him this Happy New Year. That wasn't that was because I was doing some kind of mass Happy New Year thing. So I wasn't sending him that in any way to try to needle him or anything. Okay, so then we come to January 6th, 2020. "Rollie, please don't do this all over Facebook. I like you and I don't want to have to do a video and call you out." Here we are now. I've got to call him out. "But if you make these comments, I will have to address the issue so that everyone knows my perspective." He says, "You say that, but yet you kicked me out of a group that I keep an eye on for products even after we reached a conclusion." I said, "Actually, it was before that. I'm okay with letting you back in, but you have to agree to abide by the rules," which the rules are: be cool, don't slander anybody. If you make a claim, back up your claim. Be willing to back your claim up. Don't just use it to knock people without any proof of your side. So, that's it. I said, "I will not tolerate being mischaracterized. You clearly still feel that you are in the right here. John, I've come to the realization that no matter what I say, you will never see me as being in the right." Dude, first of all, how could I see you as being right or wrong when I don't even have the case to look at? You won't even give me the courtesy of letting me inspect the case. So how can I make any judgment on what's going on with the case? Any real judgment? The only thing I can do is go off of what you said at this point. There's nothing that I can say as a matter of fact about the case, the damage that you claim is on the case, until I see the case. That's it. So I said, okay, I'm fully clear as to where we stand. I'll make my video and you can go on all the forums you want and say what you want. Anytime I see it, I will post the video and the viewers can decide for themselves what they believe. Then he goes, make 1,000 videos calling me out. You're being unreasonable is what I said. He goes, if you say so. I said, I do, and it is very unfortunate. All right, then, I guess nothing more needs to be said. Bummer, but it is what it is. That's what I said. He goes, do you still want this case? It is sitting here collecting dust. I said, of course I do. I always want to see what happened so that I can see if there's anything I can do to make the cases stronger. Okay? So now he says, need to go here. All right, so what's the end of this here? Trying to get to it here. All right, I think the last little bit of this was this thing pisses me off so much. I think the last little bit of this was okay. So it was a thumbs up, and then it was now it's this person is unavailable on Messenger. So I think he actually just blocked me now. So this is the video. This is it. I hate to have to make this thing. I hate this. You guys can't stand this. It just, this upsets me so much. Because it's unfair. It's unfair to me, If your case is broken or there's something wrong with your case, please send it in. Out of the thousands and thousands, I estimate we've made about 15,000 cases so far since I've been in business as JB Cases. Out of all those 15,000 of cases that we made, 15,000, we've had maybe 100 cases that have come back through the years. And the stuff that came back in the early years, we immediately fixed whatever the issue was, so that the very next cases coming that were coming off the workbench, the very next cases that were coming off the workbench did not have any chance, or had almost zero chance of having that problem, whatever it was. So as a result, now we have very, very few cases coming back with problems. So, I always want to see it, and I think it's only fair. If you have a problem with something that I made, give me a chance to inspect it and look at it, and see what kind of resolution that I can offer you with it. But especially don't go on forums and lie about me and say I don't honor a warranty or whatever when you don't even give me a chance to look at it. And especially after I told you, after you throw a temper tantrum and I acquiesce and I say, I'll take care of it, just send me the case, I'll fix it, I'll make a new one. After you've already, given me the don't you know who I am speech. And I said, okay, fine. You know what? Great. But the point of this is that if you're going to be uncool and you're going to fib about me or lie about me in public and I see it, I'm going to respond to it. And this is how I'm going to respond. So you guys watching this, you can make up your own mind. You see the chat. Anytime that you see this guy going off about me, feel free to tag me and I'll post the video, and therefore the other people watching can just, watch it and make up their own mind. At least they have both sides of the story at this point. All right? So that's it. And sorry again to take up your time with this, but I build products that do what they say they do, and I'll defend our honor, and I'll defend our warranty, and I'll defend our service whenever they need defending. And when we do screw up, I will admit that, and I will apologize, and I'll make it better, and I'll make it right. And from that point on, things will be done in a better way. So that's all I can do as a person and as a businessman. So, and as a case maker. There you go. All right, that's it. That's all I got. So let's call it a day.